First of all, I want to thank you all, especially Bhunesh, for gathering us here together, because I think it's very important that we talk about it and more talk about it. We're all playing with statistics, but the fact is, do we really want to know whether government cares? I don't know if I'm politically correct in making a statement like this. We all would remember our Prime Minister in his Independence Day speech said tourism is one of the 5 pillars of our growth. That pillar is shaking today. And I think if something is not done, we are not only at ground zero, we'll go absolutely down. And let me tell you, if our industry, hospitality industry goes down, so many other industries would also go down, whether it's real estate, it's retail, all would be impacted. We want them to really bring some relief. Now, what is that relief? A colleague of mine the other day wrote an article and he said, probably people feel in the powers that be that we are begging. We are really not begging. We want to grow the economy. And before we really grow the economy, we need some help. We need to survive. If we don't survive, how will we revive ourselves? We are struggling. And as Jyotsnaji just now said, many of our owners don't really have money to pay bills. We are primarily a management and franchising company. I have, just in our group, Radisson Hotel Group, over 300 owners to deal with. And believe me, we have a lot of problems. The only thing which we have got is, yes, lots of moral support. Everybody we talk to says, yes, your requests are genuine. And I must say, for our industry, all our associations have done a tremendous job. And I've never seen, I've been hanging around here for a very long time, I've never seen all the trade associations coming together in such a manner and with one objective, and that's please help us survive. Jyotsnaji again made a point that there's a myth that we are elite. 80%, over 80% are mid-market hotels and below. And look at the people who will lose their jobs. 42 million jobs are at stake. So government has to do something. And I think we are left with really no choice, but we need to cut costs and job losses would increase. And I think while that's the survival package, we also at the same time need to be, as Prime Minister has said, we need to be Atmanirbhar. And we have to learn to actually be Atmanirbhar and ensure that we keep our costs under control and move ahead and create different revenue streams to just survive. I think we have weathered many storms and for hundreds of years, and in the recent past also. I think we will get over this and we'll be very close to, we may not be 100% to what we were pre-COVID, but I can tell you we'll be very, very close to this in 18 to 24 months. Anyway, that's my belief. But I think having said that, we have to move on. We cannot go on, expecting things to happen. Padhu spoke about various good points on restructuring ourselves to meet these current challenges. But I think we have to look for new possibilities. And one of the key possibilities I would certainly want to talk about is domestic tourism.
Sure.
I think that's the next big thing, as Nakul also said to start with, and almost all panelists agreed
Mhm.
that there is a huge, huge market, both at center and states. They have to take it seriously because contours of domestic tourism are slightly different and they need to be examined in a proper manner. I think new protocols need to be established, and I'll come back to validation of safety. Vikram indicated that they had done an internal survey, and only 42% people felt that they would come back and stay. I mean, that's that's the confidence. We have to actually improve the trust level, improve the confidence level of our people who will visit us. Back to
Okay.
the government, what we expect if we are going to focus on domestic tourism, I think some of the infrastructural changes and giving us the right status. I personally feel unless they do something about changing the status of hospitality industry, hotel industry to either industry or infrastructure, things will not happen. I was talking amongst some of our colleagues the other day. Hey, what do we need to do for domestic tourism? Everybody's talking about that. It'll help us in the short run, and there would be great growth. But in order to do that, we have to look at very minute things, creating like wayside facilities. If we don't have wayside facilities, don't expect people to drive. And the first point of growing tourism would be a drivable distance. Everybody here is pent up, they are at home, they want to go out, and they just want to sit in the car and drive 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. But unless there are proper wayside facilities, it's not going to happen. And I feel that all of us have to take ownership for this. Tourism has to be a national priority. I feel all of us, the entire leadership of the industry and the government has to make it as a national priority. We can't live in that world. I remember a legend in the Sharma, whenever we used to meet him on different forums, he used to say, he's always reminded of who's minding the store. Old Hollywood movie. He said, the buck must stop somewhere. If tourism, civil aviation, they don't work together, I think we have an issue, and I think we all should work towards it. I think that's the way forward from my point of view.